It's good being back, It's a little windy at the time. Um, let's see, what else changed since the last couple of times? On Tuesday, I suppose. Wednesday or Tuesday, I suppose on Tuesday, I recorded a video talking about this and that, good times ahead. Good times. Like the house song from the 90s, acid house and whatnot. No. Yeah, a lot of other interesting conversations sparked up. Like a lot, very long, quite interesting. And a friend visited me. We were talking and watching some stuff, and it was less painful as I expected, to be honest. That was nice. I think a piece of humble pie was delivered in certain regards, and I somewhat feel bad for saying A to B in regards to C, whatever that means in the context of D. But you gotta be aware, there has been a history, and it was quite nice. So this is where we are with all of that. Yeah, the funny thing is, like, I heard, even though it doesn't have a high click rate from time to time, I get a viewer. That's quite nice. Shout out to the person listening to this. Didn't expect it. Yeah, this is about, how should I put it? A certain person that I've known for somewhat my whole life in a self-destructive path. Basically avoiding money, hating money. Money is bad, and it's fucking stupid, it's retarded, and it's like, Jesus Christ, man. And there is layers to this, man. If somebody acts in a stupid way, some people are like this. They are built and constructed and coded, hard-coded, this way. They take their head, they bash it against the wall until they get unconscious. So they wake up, maybe, just to bash their head against the wall again and again. And I said, and the part is the learning part where you distance yourself. If you have some empathy left, it's healthier to distance yourself from this. Yeah, that's why you say, oh, interesting, okay, let's get the popcorn, let's get the chairs, let's watch this event. After a couple of minutes, it gets boring, And in my case, we're talking like 35 years. So after 35 years, dare I say, I can somewhat tell how the plot evolves. You can see it's a little bit, yeah, it's quite sunny, can't complain, but more windy than sunny, therefore I still wear my what is it, winter outfit. Yeah, and this is the person, self-inflicting whatnot. It's not like I let the suffering continue in certain regards, but there are other parts where I say this is where I draw the line, And there's always events coming between, like this person visits, then I have to talk, then I have to learn, then I have to sleep, then I have to eat, and there are 3 weeks that are gone, And it would be nice, only for once, if time could just fucking chill for 1 fucking millisecond, but it won't, Time continues and passes, and I can't get shit done. There's too much shit to be done. And yeah, today, for example, is some sort of exposure therapy event, and I talked, of course, with my favorite, somewhat favorite thingamajig, Chibity, in regards to blah 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 exposure therapy. Here's how I see it. Don't keep in mind, sometimes I have a worldview that might differ from yours, and people tend to, it's a little bit exaggerated. But if you boil it down, that is, it really is like there's so many events before people talk to me and whatnot, Even if I talk about this stuff, my pulse rate goes up. And this is not like fucking TikTok self-diagnosed social anxiety, blah blah blah. But the fact remains, the longer you're glued to your screen, the less exposure you have to people in your surroundings. And it does matter. Yeah, I think it matters a little bit if you visit people on a regular basis, or you get visitors on a regular basis. But, oh Jesus, if the people coming, let's stop the recording. Usually I'd record But on the field, talking about this stuff is cringe, you know? I deemed this to be the quality of standard. When you talk in a big city with a smartphone recording the floor, this is normal behavior, but yeah, out on this field, it's not. Or maybe I continue. So anyway, as I was saying, blah blah blah, social event. And it's quite normal. This is like getting your flu shot. You'll feel sick after a certain while. You don't even know what's happening, but there's a defense mechanism happening, like some sort of what could happen, what should happen, what will happen, you know. And all the scenarios in your head playing through. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna stab me. They're gonna eat my skull, you know. Even though not quite realistic, it's also not super unrealistic that this might not happen. Nah, I'm just kidding. Like I said, this is mostly about exposure, and exposure happens by exposing yourself. That is the uncomfortable path, as there are many excuses coming up, like, yeah, but I gotta do this, and A, B, and C. But this is like, I should have put this. This is basically the same principle like with, what is it, Matrix Reloaded? Neo in the train station, you know? He has to wait forever until the train arrives. But the funny thing about that is that, how should I put this? This is like the chicken and the egg question. Sort of supply and demand, one-on-one marketing. And when you look at this, it's basically when, I mean, Deutsche Bahn is a different subject, but when a train drives constantly, there will be usually a lot of visitors. But if the amount of visitors increase, and therefore less train station stop traffic is happening. Yeah, you can put it like this. There's a correlation between train users, yeah, train service users, and how many trains drive. And I'm making like a shitty analogy to synapses firing when you do like social events. First one is a little bit more hurtful. I don't know, ever. I'm not saying. If we think about it, let me go through my mental archive. This is like the seriously first event. Could it be like? Is it the first event? I think that could be the case. Like where I'm 100% out by myself somewhere. Only got the hinted subtle suggestion. To be fair, I still recorded. You know, I broke my own rule. Fuck it. This is like the first time where, without external real factors, so to say, that influenced me to go to push me to this sort of event. In the past, there were some other people, and they were going, so I was going. Peer pressure. The peer pressure makes everything easier, you know. You're in a big crowd, but you're still isolated. But the issue remains the same. If you're 100% with yourself, this is a little bit different, man. You know. And there are people out there. How should I say this? I can spark a conversation. I can talk you to death with my sharp wordplay. No, just kidding. But until this very point where you reach it, this is the painful part, I'd say. And I do not like it because it's a 2-hour event if you think about it. But until the 2-hour event happens, this has been like 1 or 2 weeks. So we're talking, what is it? Approximately 300 to 400 hours, where this kind of nags in the back of your head, like, hey man, do you remember this event? Wouldn't it be nice if you went there? But wouldn't it be shitty if you didn't went there? And wouldn't it be shitty when you used excuses that you didn't go there? And then like, shit, let's play this through. And then my head says something like, yeah man, you suck, you can't even go outside without anything. Blah blah blah, let alone do this or that. How do you think, how do you manage or plan to scale this up if a random occurrence, event sort of thing, that isn't related with you in any form, kind of way, how do you imagine that you can scale it up if the tiny small scale version fucks you up? So yeah, therefore it is a deed that has to be done. Nonetheless, like I said, uh, it's so stupid if you think about it, you know? I hear a word, you know? This is acoustical vibration through the air. My ear picks it up, converts it into energy. This sort of information gets converted to like tokenization with large language models. You know? Then like brain says, perfect, wait, I got the category for you. This is the fear folder or the fear factory. This is where we sort of deploy, where we set this, where we leave this file, you know, on the tray. And this is ideal. And then there's like this boss sort of, you know, like, what is it? What was the movie with blah 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 core memory, you know? And it's sort of like that. Nice, I can keep this in my back pocket. If Merlin feels like acting up, I just put this file on the table and he'll freeze, you know? A fight or flight reaction. But not today, good sir, not today. Today I shall conquer, haha. No, just this sort of stuff. Actually, I felt quite old because yesterday I went to bed like at half 11 p.m., 11:30 or something like this. Some stupid shit like that. And I felt like, you're fucking old. You're so fucking old. Time for the, you know, what is it? Senior care, foster home, not foster home, senior home. You know? This is where I take the pills and go to sleep and don't wake up. It's just a growing up part, you know. It's like constantly somewhat happening in regards to this. Also with since I'm, you know, a little bit older now, I should act my age. This means choosing my words carefully, talking slowly, thoughtfully, not like blah 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 blah, but I don't care. Yeah, you know, just like I wonder where the convergence is between blah blah blah, act like a grown up, and just clipping parts of your personality away. You know? And since I'm indoctrinated by this large language model, GPT, I can tell you, it says it's not about blah 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 clipping away parts of your personality. It's more about blah blah blah, that you need to, what is it, emit a certain grown-up presence, blah blah blah. And it's like, how should I put this? It is nice to see and hear and feel that I know the boundaries of the large language model when I talk with it, in regards to, I don't know, politics, psychology, medicine, mathematics, information technology, the whole thing, you know. And sometimes I can somewhat predict what it's saying, and I have to think about this post I read, I think on September 2025, when I took a piss, sort of, you know. And what was it? It was basically this guy saying, you know, I've generated so many AI images, I'm sort of getting like a feel when I type in the prompt what the picture should look like, you know. And someone wrote on Twitter like, bro rediscovered imagination. And yeah, maybe it's, here's what I see. I'm quite bad at reading people. This is what comes out, you know. I can somewhat pick up when people have like, what is it? At certain border levels, when it's hitting a high degree, I can sort of pick it up tonally, from a voice, you know, increases or decreases, slow, fast, loud or quiet. I can pick up those spots. That's a no-brainer. But subtle things, on one hand, then there's the fact when somebody tells you something, you know, this one person tells me, I was so pissed yesterday, I didn't pick up anything. Maybe it's a natural filter. Maybe this is some sort of spectrum filter. Maybe it's a natural filter. Maybe I trained myself to shit on. But it's quite essential that when somebody talks, Not everything of the information is useful. It's quite handy to get that filter, to filter out unnecessary information, as they talk like, just like me rambling. Sweet differences. You can stop, or you can play it twice, so 0.5. Or even if you pay YouTube Premium, by the way, if you pay YouTube Premium, you can do like 3 times playback speed. Awesome, huh? You should buy YouTube Premium too. Only 50 euros, and that means when you pay for like 50 euros per month, then you get only every third video is just a 30-second ads clip. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that a sweet deal, man? I mean, you pay like 50 euros, and I'm exaggerating, but I think it's like 20 euros, and you still get ads, and I think you have to pay 30 euros or something just to get no ads, like no ads, and where is the line, huh? You freaking freaks! When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences? And I think you will never learn. We pay more, and like also this other person saying, yeah, I don't want ads, that's why I pay. I said, here's a free alternative. You don't need to pay. No. I prefer. I wanna reach this state. I need some unnecessary shitty product, and it has no fucking function. Maybe it slows down your computer or crashes your computer, and I just wanna make money of it. Not like for an evil kind of sense of way. More like the user doesn't care. The user wants to pay. Why should I be the one person who neglects the payment of the user? Because there are users out there. I'm not kidding you. Who say, I have too much money, I need to spend it. The most stupid shit, I need to spend it. And this is where you come in, hoping that how should I put this, your conscience let you sleep with this sort of decision. There are certain, how should I put this? There are certain levels of ethics that I'd cross, where I had no problems, like gambling, for example. I mean, that's quite funny, Gambling bad, blah blah blah, especially for gambling addicts. Yeah, sure. But other addictions are also bad. But this doesn't make gambling addictions bad and good or whatnot. There's like skins and whatnot. This boils also down to what is the age verification in macOS, Windows, and Linux in California. Everything else has to. There are two stupid people, a stupid penis, a stupid vagina, and they're both too stupid for anything. Somehow, by accident, they managed to procreate, The penis was somehow aware that the penis has to penetrate the vagina to ejaculate in there. Ejaculate. And somehow, by pure miracles or whatnot, they managed to hopefully get like a healthy life thing. They created life, Hopefully not with the alcohol fetus syndrome. Hopefully no smoking and drinking and drugs of any kinds of form. Hopefully it'll be a healthy child. It takes only 9 months, man, okay? And then it depends where is it born. Is it like a third world country or first world country? Since we have a tendency to create our own drama. This sort of blah blah blah. What is it? First world, second, third world. Where's the second world, man? The second world never talks, man. Where's the fucking second world in all of this? No, just kidding. I'm getting hot somewhat. Didn't think that, but it's getting a little bit warmer now from the talking and walking and stalking. And then if you're somewhat lucky, blah blah blah, lucky view, you get like a first world country, Germany in certain degrees, Germany, and in other degrees not so much maybe, but just a German nagging, blah blah blah, complaining. Now, then, if you're lucky, love, let's suppose you have like a 50-50 draw, America, USS. Pros, I don't know, cons, a lot. Yeah, but back to the subject. Then you only need like 18 years. Only 18 years, man. This is 18 times 365 days approximately. I know, light years, fuck off. But, what is it? It's not light years. I'm talking trash. This is, what is the other thing? The switch years, switch day, day switch years. I don't know, it has some weird name in English, I already forgot it. Can't be that important, otherwise I would have remembered it. And then this human being has to just survive without any trauma, physically or mentally, to receive any sort of trauma. And in the meantime, think about the stupid penis and the stupid vagina. It's their fucking responsibility to you know, here's the fucking internet access device, do whatever you want, you know. And if you think about it, the chain of events that need to happen for the state, especially California's a meme state in it itself, you know, like Berlin, full of all the mods you can find, and they're installed and just run, you know. There's a Gmod server or whatnot. And if this happens, you know, then it's the chain of reactions. The child sees something, does something, I don't know what. This sort of gets portrayed in the media, school shooting, whatever, you know, hustling, bustling, drugs, you know, prostitution. And then after a long chain of events, this gets noted down, and some also very smart politician or a couple of these smart politicians say, wait a minute, it was the parents' fault. So who should we blame for this? Yes, the operating system provider. The one who writes code for the system to run on your, the code to run on your system. That's the person responsible for this. And yeah, I love it. I just love it, man. Just give me my spyware, just give me age verification, just give me my retina scan. I talked about this for years, it's still not happening, you know. And the funny thing is, like, the switch from no age verification, people seem to be not aware. There used to be a time, there's still a time, you know. I'm exaggerating again, but how should I put it? You just install an operating system and that's it. Nothing else needs to happen, man. There's no black box magic that needs to happen in order to make this real. And yeah, I like that we're going down this path. So the next step would be webcam and facial tracking and blood samples and stool samples in real time, of course, you know, real time verification every 60 seconds. Put a tube in your ass, otherwise, I think this was portrayed in, what is it, Idiocracy. There's also like age verification or identity verification with one tube in your mouth and one in the ass. Oh, sorry, I switched it up, you know. So this is, yeah. And this is like the whole, this is how it feels, man, you know. And if you don't have the tube in your ass and your mouth, no access for you, buddy. Sorry. You know? And if you tell people this, they're like, yeah, sure. So what's the problem, man? What's the problem about this? This is where I say, this is where I then draw the line and say that this stealing still feels wrong, but not also scam or harmful, just a useless product. This is where I step in and say, here, you need this useless product, buy this useless product. Because if that's the money that I need to make to avoid these shitty decisions made by government in order to live like by my own terms, which in theory sound nice, but practically speaking, I haven't done jack except talking and renting and talking. But yeah, this is how it be. And we reached 22 minutes. This is where I'll stop the video, do a little bit of Duolingo, walking and talking, listening to music, and I get myself something to eat from McDonald's, like a wrap or something, and then I walk all the way back, you know. So yeah, I do be seeing you around, and have a great and jolly, what is it? Today is the 23rd? Yeah, of March 2021, 22? No, 22nd of March 2026. So yeah, my sort of school thing starts tomorrow again. There is that, and I gotta check my finances and whatnot, what's happening. Get like tax return, haha, whatever that means. So yeah, let's see what happens in regards to that. Bye bye.